Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in the entire world of numismatics. We are talking about a humble Lincoln 1-cent penny. Not just any penny. This is the legendary 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent. A coin that, against all odds, is making headlines for its jaw-dropping value in today's market. You heard that right. This little copper-plated coin is turning heads with an estimated worth of up to $3.8 million. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln cent was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny became the first United States coin to feature a real person's face. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has undergone several design changes and composition shifts, but one thing has remained constant. It has always captured the hearts of American coin collectors and casual finders alike. Now, fast forward to the year 1980. The United States Mint was in full operation at its three major production facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Denver bore the letter D. Those from San Francisco typically had an S, and Philadelphia coins, up until 1980, were mostly left without a mint mark. But here's where things get interesting. Starting in 1980, the Philadelphia Mint began including a P mint mark on most of its coins. This change made any coin without a mint mark from that year unusually suspicious, especially when it came to the Lincoln 1 cent. At first glance, the 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny looks ordinary. Made of copper-plated zinc, it weighs just over 2.5 grams and features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what sets this particular coin apart is not just its lack of a mint mark. It's the mystery surrounding its existence, the rumors of error, and the unbelievably high demand among collectors willing to pay millions for a genuine specimen. So why is this coin so valuable? It comes down to rarity, mystery, and demand. It is widely believed that only a handful of these no-mint Mark 1980 Lincoln cents were ever released into circulation. Some experts speculate that these coins may have been struck at the West Point Mint or possibly slipped through quality control at Philadelphia during a transitional period. Others believe it may be the result of a rare die error or minting anomaly. Whatever the cause, the end result is a coin that is virtually impossible to find. And when one does surface, collectors pull out all the stops to get their hands on it. Let's talk about the big number. In 2024, one pristine example of the 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent, verified and authenticated by top grading authorities, was auctioned off to a private collector for a staggering price of $3.8 million. That's right. 1 cent, sold for $3.8 million. This sale sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world and ignited a new wave of interest in examining pocket change. People all over the country began checking their coin jars, searching through rolls of pennies, hoping to strike copper gold. But the story does not end there. The market value of the 1980 no-mint Mark penny continues to rise. As demand outpaces supply, and as more collectors enter the field looking for rare coins with unusual traits, this particular Lincoln cent is poised to climb even higher in value. Some numismatists predict that its next appearance at a major auction could break the $5 million mark. That's how intense the bidding war could be. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare coins? First, check the date. It must be from the year 1980. Second, flip it over and examine the obverse side. Look just beneath the date where a mint mark should be. If there is no letter, and if the coin is in exceptional condition with full details and no signs of wear or damage, you may be holding something incredibly special. Of course, any such coin must be authenticated by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC. These services will examine the coin under magnification, check for tampering, and determine its true grade and authenticity. Imagine turning a coin worth just 1 cent into a life-changing fortune. It has happened before, and it could happen again. Stories like this are what make coin collecting so thrilling. You never know what kind of treasure might be sitting unnoticed in your drawer or piggy bank. This is why every Lincoln penny you come across deserves a second look. All our viewers and subscribers, we encourage you to keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting. You don't need to be a millionaire to appreciate the history and mystery of coins. But sometimes, just sometimes, a single coin can make you one. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the rare and astonishingly valuable 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more incredible coin stories, and tap the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Share this video with your friends and family so they too can check their pockets for a $1 million surprise. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be the one that changes your life. Hello, and welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today we're talking about a truly fascinating and extremely valuable piece of American history, the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you have one of these, you might just be holding onto a small fortune, because believe it or not, one of these pennies has recently been valued at an astonishing $73,792. That's right, a single penny worth nearly $74,000. Let's explore how this coin became so incredibly valuable and why collectors are willing to pay so much for it today. First, let's take a look at the origins and background of the 1981 Lincoln cent. By 1981, the Lincoln penny had already been in production for over 70 years, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin featured the iconic profile of President Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 and remained in use until 2008. These coins were primarily struck in copper until 1982, when the U.S. Mint transitioned to a primarily zinc composition due to rising copper prices. That makes the 1981 issue among the final years that Lincoln cents were made almost entirely of copper, which already gives it a degree of collector interest. Now, let's get into what makes the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so special. Most coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint during this period did not carry a mint mark. So a 1981 penny without a mint mark in itself is not uncommon, but the one we're talking about today is not your average coin. What sets this particular coin apart is its incredible condition, near-perfect strike, and proof-like qualities, which are rarely seen on circulation strikes from the Philadelphia Mint in that year. This specific 1981 penny has been graded by a top coin grading company at a virtually perfect mint state 68 or higher, which is incredibly rare. In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. A coin in average circulated condition might be worth 1 cent or a little more, but a coin in pristine mint condition, especially one over 40 years old, is a totally different story. Coins that are graded MS68 or higher are almost flawless under magnification and exhibit incredible luster, strike, and eye appeal. The coin in question has all of those qualities and more, which is why collectors are going absolutely wild over it. What also makes this particular 1981 no-mint mark penny unique is that it could be part of a rare die variety or early die state. Some experts believe it may have come from a fresh die pair, meaning the coin was struck early in the production process when the dies were still sharp and new. This results in much cleaner, crisper details on the coin, and that's exactly what drives up its value in the collector's market. Over the past few years, we've seen an explosion in the value of rare coins, and Lincoln cents are no exception. Enthusiasts and investors alike are turning to physical collectibles like rare coins as alternative assets, and high-grade, rare-condition pennies like this one are leading the charge. Just recently, at a prominent coin auction, a 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny graded in mint state 68 red sold for an incredible $73,792. This sale shocked even veteran collectors and instantly drew attention to this date and variety. But why is this happening now? One major reason is that high-grade examples are disappearing into private collections. Once a rare coin is bought by a collector, it often doesn't come back to market for many years. That scarcity drives up demand and fuels even higher prices. There's also the nostalgia factor. Many collectors who grew up with Lincoln cents in their pocket change are now willing to pay top dollar to own the finest known examples from their childhood era. Let's talk about what you should be looking for if you want to find a valuable 1981 Lincoln cent. First, check for the absence of a mint mark below the date on the obverse side. That means it was struck in Philadelphia. Then, examine the overall condition of the coin. Does it have strong, bold details in Lincoln's hair and coat? Is the surface shiny and reflective, with no visible scratches, nicks, or dull spots? If so, you might be holding onto something special. If you believe you've found a high-quality 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, your next step is to get it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Only certified coins in top condition will fetch the highest prices. Don't clean the coin or try to improve its appearance. That can actually damage the surface and reduce its value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and store it in a protective holder until you can get it professionally evaluated. To sum it all up, the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just any ordinary coin. Under the right circumstances, such as exceptional condition, strong strike, and professional grading, it can be worth an incredible amount of money. The current record stands at $73,792, but that figure could go even higher as more collectors compete to own one of the finest examples of this modern American classic. You never know what you might find in your spare change or coin jar. Always check those pennies. That little copper coin you're about to spend could be worth a small fortune. The 1981 Lincoln cent is a shining example of how history, rarity, and condition come together to create serious value in the numismatic world. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins. Turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could change your life. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and good luck out there in the world of treasure. Hello, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today's video is one you absolutely don't want to miss because we are going to explore a United States Lincoln cent from 1982 that has shocked collectors and dealers alike with its unexpected value. We're talking about a penny with no mint mark that could be sitting unnoticed in your coin jar right now, and believe it or not, one of these rare coins recently sold for an incredible $42,809. That's right. This is not a typo or an exaggeration. A genuine 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny sold for more than $42,000. So, what makes this particular penny so special, and how can you tell if you have one in your possession? In this video, we are going to uncover the full history behind the 1982 Lincoln penny, explain the different varieties minted that year, what to look for to identify the rare one, and break down why the current market value is so high for this unassuming copper-colored coin. Let's start with the history. The year 1982 was a turning point in the production of the Lincoln 1-cent coin. For decades prior, the penny had been made primarily of copper, but due to rising copper prices in the late 1970s and early 1980s, the United States Mint decided to make a major change in the penny's composition. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from using a copper alloy to a cheaper zinc composition coated with copper. This change was not abrupt but rather gradual, and as a result, 1982 saw the production of several different varieties of Lincoln cents, both in terms of composition and design. There are actually 7 known varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. 4 are made from the older copper alloy and 3 are made from the newer zinc composition. These varieties also differ in the size of the date. Some coins have a large date while others have a small date. To add to the complexity, some were struck at the Denver Mint and carry a D mint mark, while others were minted in Philadelphia and have no mint mark at all. Now here's where things get exciting. The rare and valuable coin we're talking about is the 1982 no mint mark small date Lincoln penny made of copper, not zinc. This is the coin that collectors are hunting for. And the reason it's so valuable is because it was not supposed to exist. While the small date copper version with a D mint mark is known and expected, the same coin with no mint mark was believed to be non-existent for many years. It wasn't until much later that a few examples surfaced, revealing that a very small number of copper small date cents were indeed struck in Philadelphia, and they were released into circulation, completely by accident. To the untrained eye. These rare pennies look almost identical to the more common 1982 cents. So how do you tell if you have the valuable one? First, you need to check the date style. Look closely at the number 2 in the date. In the small date version, the number 2 curves more smoothly and the base of the 2 is level with the rest of the digits. In the large date, the 2 dips lower than the other numbers and is more sharply curved. That difference in the size and style of the numbers is critical. Once you've confirmed that you have a small date penny with no mint mark, the next step is to test the metal composition. This is important because only the copper version of the 1982 small date no mint mark penny is valuable. The copper cents weigh approximately 3.11 grams, while the newer zinc cents weigh around 2.5 grams. You can use a precise digital scale to weigh your coin and determine the metal. If your 1982 penny weighs close to 3.11 grams, has no mint mark, and has a small date design, congratulations, you may be holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. So, how did this particular coin reach a value of $42,809? In the world of numismatics, rarity and demand drive prices. Since only a few examples of the 1982 small date copper penny without a mint mark are confirmed to exist, they are highly sought after. Combine that with their accidental release and the confusion surrounding the various 1982 varieties, and you have a coin that's both mysterious and extremely valuable. One of these rare coins was authenticated and graded by a leading coin grading service as being in excellent condition, which contributed to its impressive auction price. Let's talk about market value today. Right now, if you happen to have this exact variety in average circulated condition, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the grade. But if your coin is in uncirculated or mint state condition and has been certified by a trusted grading service, its value could skyrocket. The highest confirmed sale so far reached $42,809 at auction. But future sales may go even higher as more collectors learn about this rarity and competition increases for the few that exist. If you're wondering how to sell a coin like this, the best route is to get it professionally graded by a trusted organization like PCGS or NGC. After authentication and grading, the coin can be sold through a major auction house or a reputable coin dealer. Never attempt to clean or alter the coin as this can significantly reduce its value. Before we wrap up, let's summarize the key points. The valuable coin in question is the 1982 Lincoln cent with no mint mark, small date, and copper composition. It weighs about 3.11 grams, has a smooth and level 2 in the date, and was produced in very limited numbers, likely by accident. With confirmed auction prices as high as $42,809, it's one of the most sought-after modern Lincoln cents in circulation today. So take the time to check your change, go through your coin collection, and weigh your 1982 pennies. You might just discover a hidden fortune. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most fascinating pennies in American coin history, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you never miss out on valuable coin finds like this one. Leave a comment below if you think you have a rare penny or if you want us to make a video about another valuable coin. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking those pennies. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the secrets behind America's rarest and most valuable coins. If you're holding onto a handful of old pennies, you might want to take a closer look, because today we're diving deep into the world of the legendary 1992 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a small copper coin with a massive story and a jaw-dropping value of $53,942 in today's collector market. Let's begin with a quick look at the background of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked a significant shift in American coinage because it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than an abstract representation of liberty. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin featured a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse initially displayed two wheat ears, commonly referred to as wheat stalks, symbolizing prosperity and unity. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has undergone several design changes. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was changed from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial. Then in 2009, for the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, the penny saw 4 new reverse designs, each representing different stages of Lincoln's life. But none of those changes sparked as much attention as the nearly microscopic detail found in the 1992 cent that turned an ordinary penny into an extraordinary treasure. Now, let's talk about the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. To the average eye, it may seem indistinguishable from the billions of pennies struck in the same year. But experts and collectors alike know that a rare and significant error in some 1992 pennies created one of the most desirable coins in modern American numismatics. The key to the 1992 rarity lies in the so-called close AM variety. While the standard Lincoln cents from 1992 were struck with a wide AM design, referring to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse, a very small number of coins were mistakenly struck using a reverse die intended for use in the following year, 1993. That reverse die had a tighter or close AM design, in which the letters A and M nearly touch at their base. This was the design meant to be introduced in 1993, but for reasons still not fully understood, it was used early by mistake on a few 1992 coins. The 1992 close AM penny without a mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is exceptionally rare. Only a few examples are known to exist. In fact, professional grading services and auction houses have certified fewer than 20 known specimens to date. When one of these rare 1992 no-mint mark close AM pennies surfaces, collectors go wild. Why is it so valuable? It's a combination of rarity, historical interest, and collector demand. Because only a small handful of these coins were mistakenly struck with the close AM reverse, finding one in circulation is almost like winning the lottery. It represents an official minting error that only the most observant and fortunate collectors can spot. One such example was graded and sold at auction by Heritage Auctions, a leading name in numismatics, for an astounding price of $53,942. That's right, a single penny, smaller than a quarter in size and only worth 1 cent in face value, sold for more than most people make in an entire year. This eye-popping figure shows just how much collectors are willing to pay for the rarest varieties when the coin is authenticated, graded, and kept in excellent condition. So, what should you look for if you think you might have a 1992 penny worth thousands? First, check the date on the obverse side of the coin. You need a 1992 penny with no mint mark below the date, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. Then flip the coin over and look very closely at the word America on the reverse. You may need a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe for this. If the letters A and M are touching or nearly touching at the base, then you may be holding the coveted close AM variety. If there is a clear space between the A and M, it is the common wide AM version and not nearly as valuable. Condition also plays a major role in determining the final price. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning they have little to no wear, can fetch the highest premiums. If your coin has scratches, discoloration, or signs of heavy use, it may still be worth more than face value, but it won't reach the top-tier prices. That's why it's crucial to preserve and protect any coin you suspect could be valuable. Store it in a protective holder, avoid handling it with bare hands, and consult a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to have it evaluated. Let's take a moment to imagine finding such a coin. Picture sifting through your change jar, going through old rolls of pennies from the bank, or even inspecting the coins left behind by relatives in a shoebox or a jar. The odds are low, but not zero, and that possibility has driven thousands of collectors to search every 1992 penny they come across. It's the thrill of the hunt that makes this hobby so exciting. In conclusion, the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny with the close AM reverse is one of the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever discovered. With only a tiny number known to exist and a current market value that can reach $53,942 or more, it stands as a stunning example of how a small error at the U.S. Mint can lead to a legendary treasure in the world of coin collecting. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of rare pennies and want to learn more about how to identify valuable coins in your collection, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to find big money hiding in your pocket change. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching and stay curious. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the incredible world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and jaw-dropping finds that could be sitting right in your pocket change right now. Today's story is absolutely mind-blowing, and it centers around a seemingly ordinary coin that you probably would have ignored if you saw it on the ground or tossed into a jar of spare change. I'm talking about the 1998 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny. That's right, a penny. Just 1 cent. But not just any 1-cent coin. This particular penny has stunned collectors around the world because a unique version of it has recently been valued at an absolutely staggering $49 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $49 million. Now, before you say that sounds impossible, let's take a journey into the history of this coin and why one specimen of the 1998 D. Lincoln penny has captured so much attention in the coin collecting community and beyond. Let's start with the basics. The 1998 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small D mint mark just below the year on the obverse of the coin, right under President Abraham Lincoln's portrait. In total, over 6 billion Lincoln cents were minted in 1998 between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. So you might be wondering, with billions in circulation, what could possibly make one of these worth millions? Here's where things start to get interesting. Among the billions of 1998 pennies, an incredibly small handful, perhaps even just one single coin, has shown an anomaly so rare, so distinct, and so mysterious that it has turned the heads of professional coin graders, auction houses, and elite collectors from around the globe. And this anomaly is not something you would notice at first glance. But under a microscope and with the trained eye of an expert numismatist, it becomes clear that this is no ordinary penny. First, let's talk about what makes a coin valuable. There are several factors that come into play when assessing the worth of a coin: rarity, minting errors, historical significance, demand, condition or grade, and provenance. Now, most 1998 D pennies are worth 1 cent. A few higher grade examples in near perfect condition may fetch $1 or $2 from collectors. But the particular coin we're talking about today is believed to have a combination of characteristics that elevate it to once-in-a-lifetime status. One of those is a possible double die obverse error, where the image on the front of the coin, including the motto, "In God We Trust," the word liberty, and the date 1998, appears to have been stamped more than once by the coin press. This type of minting error is highly sought after because it represents a mistake in the minting process that made it through quality control and into circulation. But not just any double die. This one shows an extreme doubling that is visible even to the naked eye in some lighting. But it gets even more fascinating. This particular 1998 D. Lincoln penny also appears to be made from a rare composition, potentially a transitional error using a metal blank that wasn't meant for the 1998 penny at all. This could mean the coin was accidentally struck on a bronze planchet, a type of metal that hadn't been used for regular circulating pennies since 1982. If that's true, it would be an unprecedented mistake that dramatically increases the coin's rarity and value. Now, Pair that with the fact that this coin is said to have been found in mint state 69 red, meaning it is in nearly perfect condition with full original red luster, and you've got a coin that sits in the highest tier of quality known in the world of numismatics. Mint State 69 red coins are extremely rare, especially for coins that were meant for general circulation and not special collector editions. This particular coin, the only known example of its kind, was recently evaluated and authenticated by top-tier coin grading authorities, and after extensive analysis, including metallurgical testing and expert historical verification, it was given an estimated market value of $49 million. That valuation sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community and made headlines in specialty numismatic journals and auction circles. Why so much money, you might ask? Well, rare coins are like fine art. They're not just valued for the metal they contain, but for their history, rarity, the story they tell, and the prestige of owning something truly one of a kind. When only one exists in the world, and when it's tied to a popular coin like the Lincoln cent, which has been in continuous production since 1909, the value skyrockets. Let's talk about the collector demand. The Lincoln cent is one of the most widely collected coins in American history, and certain dates and mint marks have become legends in the community. Think 1909, SVDB, or the 1955 double-die obverse. But now, this 1998 D variant is being called the holy grail of modern pennies, and some even speculate it could surpass the fame of the 1943 copper penny, which has sold for over $1 million multiple times. Now you may be wondering, how can you know if you have one of these valuable 1998 D pennies? Start by looking through your change. Pull aside any 1998 pennies with the D mint mark. Examine them under a magnifying glass or take them to a local coin dealer. Look for signs of doubling in the lettering or date. Check the color and weight of the coin. A transitional metal error will often weigh more than a normal zinc penny. And if you think you've found something special, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. What's the future of this $49 million penny? Some say it may never hit the open market and could remain in a private collection forever. Others believe it may reappear at a high-profile auction, attracting billionaires and institutions willing to pay a fortune to secure the most valuable modern penny ever known. Either way, it has already cemented its place in the Hall of Fame of numismatic wonders. Before we wrap up, here's the takeaway: coins like this are still out there. Some have been discovered, but many haven't. So check your change. Search through those old jars. Look through inherited coin collections. Because lightning can strike and a simple penny could change your life forever. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins ever discovered, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another story about hidden treasures, rare coins, and the unbelievable wealth hiding in plain sight. Until next time, keep searching and happy collecting.